welcome back to another episode of 6 and 6, where we cover 6 stories from around the world in 6 minutes or less. With that said, start your timer. First, we come to Pakistan, where the city of Lahore is facing a smog crisis that has forced the hands of many officials to take drastic measures. From BBC, quote, from Monday, 50% of office workers will also work from home as part of a, quote, green lockdown plan. Other measures include bans on engine-powered rickshaws and vendors with barbecue joints without filters. Quote, this smog is very harmful for children. Masks should be mandatory in schools. Punjab Senior Minister Miharam Angazab said. Lahore, Pakistan's second largest city, topped the world's list of cities with the most polluted air for a second time on Sunday. End quote. Many residents are afraid of the high levels of fine pollutants that are extremely harmful to the human body, as well as what the future of this growing city will look like if the pollution is this bad now. Further southwest in Australia, a large change is coming to the pizza market. Yes, you heard me correctly. I said the pizza market. From Reuters, quote, Domino's Pizza Enterprises, the franchise's biggest operator outside of the U.S., said Tuesday its longstanding CEO has stepped down after more than 2 decades at the helm, during which the franchise grew into a multi-billion-dollar business. Don Menji, who started as a delivery person at the Radcliffe Queensland pizzeria that later acquired the Domino's brand in Australia, was named the firm's chief executive in 2002, end quote. After the announcement, the shares of the stock were extremely volatile, whipping back and forth between a daily low of 31.67 Australian dollars to a high of 34.91 Australian dollars. Next to the continent of Europe, where the eastern coast of Spain has experienced massive floods that have left many cities destroyed and with growing body counts. From BBC, quote, the Spanish city of Barcelona was hit by flooding on Monday as search and rescue efforts continue following devastating floods around Valencia last week. The storm caught many victims in their vehicles on roads and underground spaces such as car parks, tunnels, and garages, where rescue operators are particularly difficult. There has been anger at the perceived lack of warning and insufficient support from authorities after the floods, end quote. During the King and Queen's visit to one of the affected areas, one of the worst hit areas by the storm, protesters flung mud at the royal couple to show their dissatisfaction. Next, we turn to South America, where fear over the condition of Brazilian president has been put to bed after he has sustained a head injury last month. From Reuters, Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, who sustained a head injury last month, underwent image testing on Sunday in Brasilia, with a medical report saying that his condition has remained stable. Lula can perform his usual activities, and his situation will be reassessed in a week, the report issued by Ciro Laban's hospital in Brasilia showed, end quote. Though he seems to be able to work, he has lightened his workload, deciding not to attend multiple meetings of the international community in other nations, still leaving some to question his ability to govern. Next to Africa, where the Mozambique election has taken another interesting turn. We had reported on this previously about some of the questions about the fairness of the election. After the losing candidate has claimed that his opposition tried to assassinate him. From BBC, Mondelez said he had to jump through the back door and run through a hair salon while carrying his bags, accompanied by his wife and daughter. He did not provide any evidence to back up his claim, and the Mozambican authorities did not comment. Mondelez went into hiding about 2 weeks ago after his aide and lawyer were killed as they prepared to challenge the results of the election. Daniel Chapo, the candidate of the ruling party Fremlano, was officially declared the winner with over 71% of the vote, as opposed to Mondelez's 20%, end quote. And there was speculation from the authorities in Mozambique that Mondelez was actually staying in Johannesburg in South Africa, the country. So as to his whereabouts, currently they don't even know if he is in the country. So I would say keep watching the situation. If he posts any more Facebook videos, maybe you can get a little bit of insight as to what is going on in the candidate's mind. Finally, we finish today across the Atlantic in the United States, where today is actually the date of the 2024 presidential election. We will not be covering any particular story from this part of the world today, but rather saying this: get out and vote. If you're eligible to take the time, go do it. And make sure that you're active or taking an active role in your republic. God bless you, and God bless America. If you want to check out any of today's stories, all of them will be linked in the description below, that like and subscribe button. Also down there, you can find this podcast on the RSS feed, which is, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Podvine. And also, if you want to listen to the normal podcast, it comes out at those same places on the RSS feed, but also at the YouTube channel on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It is it's not international news, it's U.S. news. It is about 30 minutes long. And then if you want to listen to the Twitter tirade, which is unscripted, just random thoughts that I have off the top of my head or I've had in the past, that comes out every Tuesday and Thursday over the Twitter handle at Your Daily Flip. So with all that said, there's only one more thing to say. Stay safe, don't die.